World Tower Defense, a game based on the Battle Cats and is meant to be hard, but also has a lot of content and mechanics. A pretty fair trade-off in my opinion, and this game is probably one of the more underrated tower defense games on this platform, but I've seen a lot of people review this game and kind of trash on it. Today, I'm here to give a very fair and honest review on this game because I'm going to be focusing on four major things: the progression, the unique mechanics, PvP mode and other side modes, replayability, and the way events are done. Now, normally I would say the community does not play a part in whether a game is good or bad on Roblox, but because World Tower Defense is a team-oriented game, I feel like it should be included that I talk about the community, because it definitely improved over the years, I have to say, and it's a crucial part for the much later modes in this game. The idea that early game is a pain to grind is kind of a lie, because you could actually do casual mode and most of burdensome mode until the last wave with just engineer spamming, like straight up engineer. You don't need any other units. Now, can you solo the first mode with the starter towers? Probably not, but that's not really a bad sign of like the balancing in this game, because why would you solo the first mode with the units that you get from the start of the game, you know? I think the idea of trial and error is a big thing in World Tower Defense, and I think it would be really dumb just to solo the first mode with the first two units, because if you try that with burdensome mode, you're definitely gonna die and you won't even know what you did wrong that time. But then again, it was fairly easy for me to grind back then because everyone was either playing burdensome mode or casual mode, and people would just use sniper as DPS. But now that we have PvP units and a lot of more special units and alt units even, it becomes way more complicated, and a lot of people are in different places in this game, I feel like. I know if you played like World Tower Defense way back in 2021, you probably remember when all the units were moving, but this time it's not the case. You've got stationary units that stay back and do DPS, give you eco or support. You've got moving units, which are often just rushers or tanks, cliff units, which are just DPS snipers or stuff, and then the building units, which are either supports or something that spawns stuff in. And the variety of units in this game makes it really unique because it builds off of the Battle Cats mechanic very well, and that's something I like about World Tower Defense a lot. The biggest thing about this game, other than the fact that it's based on the Battle Cats, is the accessories. This is one of the first tower defense games that I have seen that does the idea of perks very well, and this isn't just some like bullshit skill tree or like perks that Critical Tower Defense did like years later after World TD. No, these accessories can range from giving your units like a damage buff, but it also trades in the fact that they cost more. Most of the accessories do not always like 100% give you a buff. It always comes with like a cost, you know, like Snow Shoulders, it gives you a fire rate buff, but it also makes your towers get frozen every time they get hit. And the Head King's Crown gives you like a 50% damage buff, and it also makes your units cost more to place. It's not just stat changes as well, there are also accessories that you can even spawn in enemies from the other team on, like the Betrayed, Duality Cross, Heavenly, Eternal Elderly, Double Spooker, and Backwards Betrayed, and they're starting to make more unique accessories like the Ancient Slayer, where you actually become the tower. And I'm not talking about some mid-ass tower gimmick like TDS where you become the Gatling gun and just shoot. This is a full-on sword fighter tower that you become. You have multiple abilities, you can dodge attacks, and you actually have to keep an eye out on your HP. It's like playing a very easy version of Elden Ring, but in World Tower Defense. I would say the only thing bad about this game is PvP mode. PvP mode is just horrible. Nobody really plays PvP mode, and you actually have to grind it to get units in the PvP category to actually use in the harder modes like Treacherous or Arduous mode even. And these are not easy to grind, man. You gotta like win almost every match to actually get them. And the fact that it's just so dead of a mode already is just so It's so painful to grind, and you actually have 2 modes in PvP mode, and for most of the PvP units, you have to grind both normal and ambush mode, because it sucks having to fight the same person over and over just to lose to them every single round, and you don't even get that much tokens if you lose. You get way more if you win, so the competition is too much. Also, just wanted to give an honorable mention to the challenge editor in this game, because even though I don't have it because it's 50% to get from progression, and I only have 44%, this editor is probably one of the best challenge makers I've ever seen, and it might be better than Bloons. People have made full-on custom modes, and keep in mind, you can add any traits on almost any enemy that you want, and I think you could even edit out the maps as well. The only downside to this mode is that if you want people to play your challenge, you actually have to be present in the game to actually put it in the teleporter. It doesn't just appear in a catalog like BTD6 does, because that's only for featured challenges, and the featured ones are not really that good compared to what other people cook up in this game. But like I said before, I don't have the editor just yet. I'll make a separate video on that in the future where I make my own challenge video, but back to the video. Now, this is speaking from my personal experience, but when I left this game in late 2022 during the Halloween event, the community, I'll just say this the easiest way possible, it felt like the Tomorrow community. Everyone gatekept the strat for burdensome mode in Halloween, and if you didn't know how to do the mode, people were just overly toxic to you for no reason, and that was what really sucked back then. But coming back to this game, it seems like it is cleared up. I've rarely seen any sort of toxicity at all in the Discord server, and if there is, it's just a handful of people that do it. It's not like the majority of the community. It's not like Tomorrow anymore, which is good. That's the only good thing about this, is that the community is much more friendly than it was 3 years ago. Also, the way events are done in this game are kind of inspired by the Battle Cats, because apart from the seasonal events like the Frosted Mines, which happens in December, and the Halloween event, which is for the entirety of October, the Rusted event and the Alien event, and probably the Angel event pretty soon, will all be rotated out like every 5 days of the month. And this is pretty smart. It keeps people coming back to play the game to actually beat these 2 modes in each event, and once they add more events, it's going to be so much content for each event. But this way of reusing old events is just a smart way to get players to come back, and I'm actually surprised that no other tower defense game has done this in the past, apart from just having them come back every year and then. Anyways, I'm hoping this video kind of stands out between all those other reviews on this game, because they all say the same thing with this game being way too hard, way too hard to grind, it's way too complicated, and those people either have never played the Battle Cats in their life, or just don't like hard tower defense games, and that's completely fine. Once again, I'm not saying you can't dislike World Tower Defense because it's too hard, but don't try and go out of your way to just attack people who play the game just because they think it's fun. It's okay to say this game isn't for me, but it's wrong to just attack the community and roast everyone who plays the game in the first place, because someone else might find World Tower Defense fun when you don't find it as fun for yourself. But yeah, I wanted to keep this review more positive, and also I am aware about the drama that's happened in the past with World Tower Defense, but all of that is over by now, and the point is that they improved on the mistakes that they made in the past. So World Tower Defense still stands to this day as a very underrated tower defense game, and it's starting to get more attention by getting 1,000 players almost every update. So if you enjoyed this review on World Tower Defense, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I will be making more World TD videos in the future. I'm trying to make this a normal thing with the channel. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.